Freaking breaking news. I love this. Jehiem Oatis, guys, number one defensive lineman, the number one defensive lineman in the transfer portal has committed to our Colorado Buffaloes. Are you kidding me? Hey, for all of you guys that were just freaking out earlier this morning about this and that, we don't need to talk about any of that bull junk. We can just talk about football now, which is great. Jehiem Oatis. I said this in the thumbnail. I love it. We're even bigger now, baby. Oh my God, we're even bigger now. So, guys, smash that like, subscribe, join the chat. I'm live on Guru TV. Shout out to the College Huddle for having me. And we're going to break this down, what this means for Colorado. And we'll hear you guys, what you guys got to say in the chat, but want to give shout out, New Being, Early Gang, New Harper, DJ in the comments. Yes, that's right. Our D-line will be dominant. Yep, I know everything. I don't know if that's sarcastic, but today I know everything, baby. Let's go, buddy. Okay, so let's go ahead and dive into some of the information on him. Man, I love this. So again, if you guys want to know a little something about Jehiem Oatis, he is a big human being, a very large man, and that's why it's like, oh my God, we're huge now. We are huge. The Buff's huge, 6'5", 320 pounds. Yes, give me that beef, give me that meat. You might as well call CU meat lovers, baby. That's what I'm talking about. How do you like your pizza? Meat lovers. Jehiem Oatis, 6'5", 320 pounds, as a prospect coming out 2022. Was the first rated player in Mississippi, the 13th overall ranked defensive lineman, and now in the transfer portal, you see number one rated defensive tackle or defensive lineman in the portal as a 93 rated transfer, 12th overall. Let's just take a look, man. The guys he's been, rated above, like a guy like Bear Alexander, right? So love to see that. Now, I am hoping we still go after Lee Hunter, right? Pairing another 320-pound guy with Jehiem Oatis, I mean, that would be ideal. But Travis Shaw, for instance, he's a guy that I've wanted us to go after. I don't know if there's really any momentum there. Kelby Collins, like, this guy's rated above all of them. And again, guys, I know that some people are disappointed to hear that, Nikhai Hill-Green's leaving the program. He's entering the transfer portal. Some of you guys pointed out in the comments. I mean, the man has a family to take care of. The man has children. He needs to do what's best for him and his family. That is his fiduciary duty, right? So thankful to have him here as a Buff. But if somebody is going to offer him a better situation, whether that's the NFL or another school financially, he needs to go and do that, man. Like, no doubt about it, because I have felt like we are going to divert the big spending with CU's budget towards the trenches. And you see that going after a guy like Jehiem Oatis. And now he's committed. Wow. I love this. Let's read his scouting report. Listed at 6'4", 370 pounds. Okay, he's lost, a little bit of weight, which is good. We'll need to shed a considerable amount of weight before being able to play significant snaps at the next level. Possesses a massive frame throughout his upper and lower body with long arms and a barrel chest. Displays excellent athletic ability for his size, showing the ability to play multiple roles on the defensive line. Flashes a good first step off the line of scrimmage, demonstrating good foot and body quickness. More of a finesse mover than he is a power player. Will have to learn how to use his size and strength to his advantage at the next level. Possesses the frame and mass to anchor the run while maintaining the athleticism to offer some interior pass rushing ability. Oh, yeah. Projects to be an inside nose or one tech at the next level, depending on scheme. Will have the ability to impact the game early at the next level due to his rare size and athleticism combination. Projects to a high-level multi-year starter at the next level at a Power 5. His success on the field will ultimately come down to his ability to maintain his weight, With that in check, he possesses one of the highest ceilings of any prospect in this class. Clint Brewster, that's cool. Evaluated him. And then Cooper Pintenga. Projected him coming out of high school in 2022 as a round 2 or 3 draft pick. Reminds him of Al Woods of the Jacksonville Jaguars. So, hey, that's really cool to see. Maybe I'll take a look at, some of his high school stuff. I know that this is like a little old. So, yeah, maybe we won't spend too much time on that. Let's get into the stats, though, shall we? So you guys kind of have an idea of what we're working with here. So PFF has him listed at 325 pounds. They need to correct his name spelling. I found his name spelled like 3 different ways online from like legit publications. So I don't know what's up with that. But anyways, didn't play much this year against or for the Alabama Crimson Tide, which is a little bit of a surprise because you saw that in 2023 and 2022, he got a lot more snaps. I don't know if this has to do something with like so much of the Nick Saban, staff, I think, turning over. And I imagine he had a new position coach, probably a different scheme to an extent. I wonder if what he was being asked to do was different than when playing for Nick Saban. Some of those things can happen, and you see, man, he just wasn't able to get on the field much this year. Maybe that was due to injury as well. That could have been the case. Playing 68 total snaps. I'll have to dive in deeper and figure that out. But again, kind of mainly played that, covering the B gap. Again, we'll play 4 down linemen, so he'll fit in fine with that. And I think right now, when you're looking at like our top defensive linemen, you have Amari McNeil, you have Anquin Barnes, and Jehiem Oatis right now. That's a really nice 3. Of course, we have other guys in that room as well, like Tafik Thomas, some others, but that is, proven production. And Jehiem Oatis has proven production, guys. Let's look through his freshman year. This is a true freshman, what he did in the SEC. Now, this isn't the video where I got to spend, or spew my anti-SEC propaganda. That's for other videos, but for this one, gonna be sharing some facts about the SEC and that it's the best conference in college football, right? And this is what he did as a true freshman. He started most of the season as a true freshman, guys, in 2022. It's crazy. 297 snaps. Okay. Talking about grades. Overall defensive grade, 75.4. Run defense, 75.1. Pass rush, 70.7. He had 11 pressures, 2 sacks from the interior. And this is what I think is really, really nice. 27 total tackles from the interior as a true freshman. Only 1 missed tackle on the season and 2 batted balls. So he's also getting those hands up. Love to see that. And yeah, he's showing out against really good teams, including, hey, Kansas State in that bowl game. How about that in 2022? So, did they really play Kansas State in their bowl game? Anyways, yeah, and played a little bit differently on the line. 104 on the A gap, 191 the B gap. Love to see that. And now let's see kind of how he looked in his sophomore campaign. Against Alabama, or for Alabama, we saw him, play 7 more snaps than his freshman year or so, or 9. Grades dropped a little bit, 65.4 overall, 67.5 in the run, 68.1 in pass rush. Still very, very good production. 28 total tackles from the interior. That's great. Another 2 batted balls, 9 pressures, 1 sack. Yeah. 5 missed tackles. So that increased a little bit. But yeah, the big, and then look at this. I mean, stops, 16 stops, career high. That's great. So he's making plays when it matters the most. Means you also got him on the field when you need him. Now, didn't start was a part-time player. I don't know what the rest of the D-line room looked like under Nick Saban in 2023, but hey, this was a college football playoff team. I'm not going to fault anybody for not starting on the defensive line at Alabama during this time and still getting 300 snaps. Like that's real nice. And yeah, we'll see what comes from him. Needs a needs to have a bounce back. Again, I really wonder what was going on here. If it was injury, coaching related, scheme related, I really don't have any idea. But what's really nice is that, again, he has shown the ability to produce and play in an impactful role for a college football blue blood early on. Guys like this don't grow on trees. So, as much as I want to shade all the recruiting sites all the time, man, I'm going to take this one at face value and saying, yeah, they recognize this too. And that's why he's the top rated defensive lineman in the transfer portal. So I love this. This is something that we haven't done so far in the transfer portal, being able to bring in a top rated interior defensive lineman. Now, Chidozie Nwankwo ended up being a very nice find for us, which is great. But to get the number one guy, that's really awesome this transfer portal season. We'll miss Chidozie, man. I wish that he could come back, unless he's got some COVID year, man. I can't even keep up with who has a COVID year, who doesn't. But I'll read off before I get to your comments the other guys that we got in the interior room right now. Let's see. Shane Cokes and Chidozie Nwankwo should be draft eligible. They will be gone. Ryan Buell is in the transfer portal. So we have Torian Carter. Hopefully he got a medical red shirt this year and will be back. Transfer from Arkansas, I want to say. Amari McNeil, he's been great. Anquin Barnes, Tafik Thomas, and then walk on Chijoke Nwankwo, Chidozie's little brother. But I think that he might be, a couple years away or so from making an impact. We'll see, though. And then, of course, we have a 4-star composite rated guy coming in here as a freshman who's going to be here early, I believe is going to be here for the bowl practices. Defensive lineman Christian Hudson, who was previously committed to UCF. Damian Lewis, Warren Sapp did their thing. So I don't think we're done cooking on the defensive line one bit, guys, which is really great. And so I love it, man. I love it. We're looking big and beautiful, baby. Yes, that is right. I'll get to some of your comments. And yeah. And guys, I apologize. I was going to go live at 8:00 with my Carter Miller film review. But I guess I'm just going to have to save that for tomorrow. So maybe I might pre-record it. Maybe I'll go live with it. But guys, you're going to love Carter Miller, man. Little synopsis on just looking at his game against Texas. Really quick. Uses his leverage well. He was going after Alfred Collins, I believe it is, who should be like a 3rd, 4th round pick in this year's NFL draft. And held his own. And I think won a lot of those matchups against him, playing center for ULM, even though they got their butt totally beat. But he's a guy I think that, really quick feet, can get up field to the second level really well. And we need that. We need some guys really quick out of his stance as well. Can kind of beat guys to the punch by just being that quicker guy, exploding out of his stance compared to his opponent. And that's kind of what we struggled a little bit with on the interior, I thought. Now Texas, I will say this, they didn't run any stunts against ULM really. So it's kind of hard to get an idea of how he would perform dealing with stunts run in his direction. And so that's kind of the biggest grain of salt to take with that film review tomorrow. But yeah, I'll get to that tomorrow. Really exciting player. Really glad that he's a buff. All right, Shirley, hope you're doing well. Dwayne, yeah, that D line's going to be legendary, no doubt about it. I think it's in a very good position. And again, guys, I think edge room right now is our deepest, most proven position right now. And I think we'll still add to it, which is awesome. We need a few more dogs to stop the run and destroy the passer. It's not over. I don't think it's over yet, either, DJ. This is a great start. And exactly, this is the Coach Prime effect. It's not how you start, it's how you finish. That's right. And we're just now starting the transfer portal season, which is great to see. Man, the Raiders really got to get this win, man. Cannot have Shador go to the Raiders. No, 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 no. Yeah, I'm a walking pause, Maurice. Welcome to the channel, guys. Smash that like and subscribe. You know I like big boys, no doubt about it. Welcome to Boulder. Jehiem Oatis, says Jeanette Fox. Love to see it. Let's freaking go, says Isis. Yes, that's right. I smell the playoffs in a year or two. Yeah. And I mean, who knows? Who knows where we even go next year? Again, I'm not going to put that expectation on a true freshman quarterback, but I'm with you right there, Rock Fresh. There is no limit to the trajectory of this team with Coach Prime. That's how I feel about it, man. Yeah, that's right. I'm pumped about it. We got him. Yeah, we got a dog, man. We really do. McKinney and Hood need the trenches to excel so they can play lockdown man coverage. Let's get 2 or 3 more. Yes, that is the science of football, right? You generate a pass rush and the secondary eats. That's how it goes. Black Knot Democrat saying Coach Prime effect, fear of a Power 4 black head coach recruiting the black football athletes. Coach Prime effect is real in Power 4 college football. You better believe it. You better believe it. And, you know, this is just the start. This is just the start. You know, we had Caden Salter visit today. We had some other visits happen today that, you know, I can't remember right now. But, man, I love this. I love this. So, Issa's saying, it was a change scheme at Alabama, which we trust Saban over DeBoer. And that's the thing, man. Alabama, this is not Nick Saban's Alabama anymore. And you saw that this year. Now, Kalen DeBoer, you know, he wins. He wins where he's been at. But I don't know if it's going to be in the same brand or in the same way that the Nick Saban branded Alabama Crimson Tide play football. I just don't think that's going to be the case. And I would imagine that you're going to see a lot of defensive talent this year from Alabama leave because it was just different. And you'll see that turnover with the scheme change, no doubt about it, and with a head coach change. So I think there are a lot of good players to come from Alabama in this transfer portal period. Maybe we could go grab another one. You know, that would always be ideal. Maybe Caleb Odom. Right? I'll get to him in a minute. Yo, Dave, you think we right here? You think we get Caleb Odom, dude from Bama? I feel good about it. I know that he's going on another visit or so. I'm just going to chalk that up to due diligence. You know, as a businessman, you know, you got to make sure you're making the right decision. But, you know, I think we all know what would be the right fit, the best business decision for Caleb Odom, right? I feel good about him committing to the Buffs, and so I hope that it happens. But, man, I feel great about it. He'll be a wonderful weapon for Julian Lewis. You know, they played together in high school, so I love it. Oh, yeah, going to visit UNC. Looks like Bill Belichick is getting into some recruiting battles with us, so that's fun to see. Ole Miss, you know, Ole Miss, this was Nick Saban's, or not Nick Saban's, Lane Kiffin's year to prove it, that he's just not all about clicks. But sadly, I wanted Ole Miss to win the conference this year. It's not how it worked out. And they will pay you to go there and sit on the bench. That's not going to be the case here. We'll pay you to play. Yeah, Torian Carter, I really like him as well. Hopefully he can come back healthy next year. And Vincent, yeah, Sadir Mitchell from Texas just entered the transfer portal. I think he's a guy that I would love for us to target. Another really talented guy. I believe that he was a rotational player in that defensive line, and that's a really, really solid defensive line. The Raiders are so bad, man. They're so bad. Otis is a dog, just a beast. I would agree with that. Wow, that's right. Wow, we got the number one defensive lineman in the transfer portal right now, man. The fan addict, dude. What's going on? We need to connect on a show, man. Hey, congratulations for your dogs winning the SEC title. Uh, didn't believe it was going to happen with Carson Beck, but that's what happens when you go against Quinn Ewers. Anything is possible. KG me. Yeah, Cam Duncan, I saw this too. Thanks for bringing it up. Caro just offered the number one athlete in 2026, very similar to Travis Hunter. And yeah, would be a lot like him, but he's a DB who is being compared to Sauce Gardner, but also plays wide receiver. And I believe he's from California. So Boulder's not too far away. I would love for him to come. I'm not picky. Let's just continue to bring in really good athletes. That's what I care about the most. Dr. Amy Rucker saying, hello, Buff Nation. Thanks for tuning in. This is going to be a great transfer portal season. Might be our most entertaining one yet. I think it's going to be great. God's child coming in here saying, I live a few minutes from Tuscaloosa, so trust me, DeVore will not make it out here in the SEC. It's a different animal. It is. And I mean, I'm not built like that. I don't want to be the guy to follow up Nick Saban. No, thank you. You got to have some big stones, and you're going to be held with a shorter leash than compared to the guy that takes over the guy who replaces the legend, right? You never that's just tough, man. Fanatic, yes, I wanted Ole Miss to win the SEC. That's right. That's right. It had to happen. I wanted it to happen. It would be the biggest troll move ever. I love Lane Kiffin, but man, the guy can't win big games. You got Jackson Dart crying on the field. What's up with the culture? It is what it is. Now, Fanatic, man, the SEC has, Kirby Smart needs to send a thank you note to Quinn Ewers and some of these other teams, man, because Kirby Smart this year has been Kirby dumb. I'm going to say it. He's been Kirby dumb this year, but you're still winning the SEC in a down year, man. There isn't really a better scenario than that. The play for click line is old. We are legit. The statement is now just hate because they don't know how to market like Coach Prime. You're absolutely right about it. And that's why I say, until Oregon wins a national championship, they're playing for TikToks. I mean, that's just what Dan Lanning does, right? So, but I love it. I play for clicks. I play for engagement. We play for clicks over here. But of course, guys, we're 9-3. We're about the substance now. We're about to see 2 Colorado Buffaloes get drafted, possibly 1 and 2 overall, back to back. Nah, this is a great program. It's a fun program. It's a pro-like atmosphere. Some people will be intimidated by that and not come here. That's okay. That's okay. We can put this one to rest too. David, why would anyone want to go to Colorado? Coach Prime doesn't develop players, man. We can totally put that to rest too with seeing how we've performed this year. And I think we're gonna see a handful of guys get drafted this year, or at the very least, find themselves signing guaranteed contracts at UDFA, some of them. It's gonna be awesome. We got a handful of guys going to the East West Shrine Bowl. Hopefully they give me my credential. We'll see what all happens with it. We are losing Nikhai Hill-Green to the portal. Honestly, a little surprised that he's not going to the NFL. But again, it might just be him figuring out what's going to be the best move for him financially. Again, he does have a kid or kids, if I remember correctly. And so if there's another school that is going to pay him significantly more, for instance, than a signing bonus as a day 3 draft pick, that's something that you really do have to consider. And so I think it's a business move for Nikhai Hill-Green. Super appreciative of him coming here, to see you. I wish him nothing but the best. And I can't wait to see who we bring in at linebacker. I think that we're going to bring in some really interesting, athletic, rangy, speedy linebackers. I'm not worried about the position at all, but we can't really make that full judgment on, until we see who we're actually bringing in and who commits here and all of that. But, at least me, I wasn't planning on Nikhai Hill-Green staying. I thought that he would be going to the NFL. Adam Munsterteiger thinks that he's a 4th round pick. And when I look at the day 3 linebacker guys right now on these NFL mock draft sites, his production was just as impressive, if not more, than some of these guys. So, uh, but let's say a school's offering him $300,000 to come play this next year. If he's drafted in like the 5th round or end of the 5th round, so to speak, um, your guaranteed money for your first 4 years is like 250 grand. It's not much of a difference. But if you're getting paid more than that for just 1 year, and you feel like you can still improve your draft stock, that to me, that's a no-brainer. Wish it could have been here, but again, I feel like we're diverting our spending towards different. The positional spending is just going to be a little bit different right now, which I think is great. You need to spend on the lines. We know that after watching these last 2 years of Buzz football, don't we? Yeah, we're coming, man. Kai Moore says Otis needs to work on his pad level. That's great to know. Let's have Coach Lewis and Coach Sapp get these guys right. Do we still have that assistant helping out with the linebackers next year? The guy from Michigan, I believe so, George Hilo. I don't know if Adalius Thomas is still here or not. I don't know if he was like a full-time hire or like an intern. Not totally sure. But now there's no limits on the amount of staff members college football programs can have. That's why you're seeing Ocho Cinco coming in here as an intern this spring, which should be a lot of fun. And hopefully we can continue to get some more really solid linebacker coaching. I thought we saw great development from them this year. And again, Coach Hart got these guys playing great, and he deserves the credit. Told folks to stop with the overreacting. Anytime a player leaves, come next year, this team will be ready. Even if they take a small step back, I trust Coach Prime in the long term. Yeah, like he's proven it, man. We went 9-3 this year. We could possibly go 10-3 if we win this Alamo Bowl here in a couple weeks, right? So, this is how the transfer portal season goes. Guys announce they're leaving first, and then we start getting news of guys that are coming here. I mean, in every single cycle, we've been able to improve our overall level of talent and our depth, and we're going to do that again. Yeah, hopefully we get Concepcion. He would be awesome. KC Concepcion, wide receiver out of NC State. Man, I would love it. I think it would be great bringing in some experienced players out here. Yeah, so we still got George Hilo, so that's awesome to see. And we had Reginald Hughes visit today from Jacksonville State. He fits that prototype of linebacker that we target. Big, bruising, and fast enough to cover. I mean, without Coach Prime, if we just have some Joe Schmo coaching this program, we're not able to target linebackers with this sort of athleticism and physical structure. We're just not. And the fact that is our profile linebacker right now it's really encouraging. And we've done a great job at finding some players from the G5 ranks to come up and play, most notably wide receiver. And again, Nakai Hill-Green was a guy from Charlotte. Yes, he started out at Michigan, but was a part-time player at best at Michigan, went down to the G5 level, which is what some of these guys have done, that we're bringing on visits. They've played really, really well, and they've developed. They've gotten better. And so I have no doubt that somebody like Reginald Hughes could come in here and play really good football at the linebacker position for the Buffs, man. So Wild Dog, what's going on, man? Hope you're doing well. Hope everybody's having a wonderful, holiday season. Hopefully you guys are, I know Buff's Twitter, man, has been a little pissy today for some reason, but you got to be in the holiday spirit, man. You can't be too upset. Today is a great day to be a part of Buff Nation. You can't ever be too upset. And that's why it's like, nah, man, I really do wonder sometimes how old some of y'all are. I don't know. But man, Devin Rispers was fantastic here. He played a big role in our recruiting here. And I'm never going to hate on a guy for furthering his career, being close to his family, going back home. getting what seems to be a dream job for him. Yeah, it's Florida State. Like, yeah, I don't like Florida State, but you know who I do like? Devin Rispris, and I'm really happy for him. This is what business is, man. If anybody's saying loyalty over money, has never been offered real money that could possibly change your life and or elevate your career as well. Yeah, and granted, I'm just somebody that has changed job positions, very frequently. Some of it has been at my own decision. It's at the company decision with layoffs and whatnot, man. But none of it's personal. It's all business, and that's what it is in football too. Uh, Guys throughout their scouting, recruiting, coaching career will coach for a ton of different programs. Um, uh, we got to be better than this, Buff Nation. I ain't gonna allow this slander on Devin Rispris, man. He's a huge reason why we were able to get the talent that we were able to out of Florida, and even some of our high school commits this year. Um, some of the guys coming in from Florida. Um, they've had relationship, Devin Rispris. Guys, he was the first guy to ever make contact with Christian Hudson. FAMU was one of the first schools, or I believe the first school to offer a scholarship to Christian Hudson, if I remember his interview correctly. Devin Rispris is why we have Christian Hudson. So, again, like, this is just part of the business. I don't think that any of this is coming as a shock to Coach Prime. I imagine Coach Prime is thrilled for him, just like James Chaney is, posting how elated he is for Devin Rispris, man. Like, this is just business. That's all it is. It's okay. Do y'all think Coach Livingston is going to leave? I don't think so. I think we get another year out of him. Now, if it depends on what he wants. Does he want to go back into the NFL as like a D coordinator, or does he want to be a head coach of like a Power Four program? I'm not really sure, but if he doesn't want to take like a G5 or FCS job, doing that sort of stuff, we might have him for a few years until he really starts getting smoke for those really top premier jobs in big time college football and the NFL. Nah, it ain't a bad look. I think that this is just my gauge that Nakai was moving on regardless. Again, uh, we can't take this stuff so personally. We just can't. Yeah. I mean, guys, like, these are people too. Sometimes I get shocked on just the lack of empathy people have for people just because they're in sports, man. It's crazy. Imagine hating on a recruiter from Florida, going back to Florida for a good job with a good school. Yeah, and again, can be around his kid full time. That is huge. That is absolutely huge. Hey, just win. Happy birthday. It's been a really great weekend. That's right. Go Buffs. And yeah, it's only going to be better. I mean, December's been awesome, guys. Smash that like if to wish just win a happy birthday. Come on. I hope CU matches the bag any other school offers in terms of Nakai. Well, we'll have to see it all shakes out. I'm not really sure. I wish we just had like a salary cap because then, we like on all the NFL websites and stuff like that, like Spot Track or, cap friendly, for the NHL, you can kind of track where everything's going. But we don't have that luxury. We just kind of have to guess and imagine. Speculate. I'm not really sure. Let's hope Caden Salter is silent committed. I think it's down between us and Syracuse from what I saw on Twitter. And yeah, we'll see how it goes. I would love to have him here. Yeah, that's right, Rose. Most people would not take a raise on a job. Yeah, and just a situation, that you're looking for, and it's not always about money. Sometimes it's just about situation. I mean, like that's why I moved down here. Even though I love Colorado, I just wanted to be closer to family. That's what it is, and I'm happy. When does the portal close? I'm not sure. I think it's like a 15-day window or 10-day window. So maybe at the end of this week or next week. Anquin Barnes and Otis are the best D line in college football. Okay. I don't know if I would go that far because I would put Amari McNeil in over Anquin Barnes. That's just me. That's just me. I Granted, I'll look at the stats or whatever, but man, I just Amari McNeil, man, he was on a different level, man. I think he even got better from last year, wouldn't you say? I thought he was great, but nonetheless, Jake, I think that our defensive line right now it's shaping up to be really, really good. And again, this is just the start of it, man. Tariq Carter's better than Barnes. See, I love how we're having this discussion, man. I think it's great. Right now, I think we got a top 4, top 5. We'll see how it all shakes out. Um, he's a grad student and has to transfer. See, I always forget like how this graduate stuff goes with like the COVID years as well. Um, man, I don't even know. But man, Nikhil's been great for us this year. He was fantastic. My only qualm with him is that I wish he would play in the bowl game, but it is what it is. Joey saying, maybe Nakai Hill Green is just playing the field and hoping he gets something that makes him reconsider the NFL draft. Joey, this is kind of what I think is the plan. Similar, well, it's kind of in reverse order, but that's what happened to Cam Ward. I mean, he declared for the NFL draft immediately, saw again that he was going to be like a third, fourth round pick at most. Once I guess him and his agent started looking around, talking to people in NFL circles, and then decided to, re-enter the portal and, go get that money from Miami, which I imagine they were paying him 7 figures, which again, like I've said with the signing bonuses and the guaranteed money with guys on day 3 contracts, it's not a lot of guaranteed money. So he definitely would have made more money this year than he would be as a day 3 pick had he gone to the NFL last year. We're talking about Cam Ward. So this very well could be the case that he's just trying to figure out what's the best move for him financially. And there's nothing wrong with that. I think a lot of us make decisions on a combination of what makes us happy and what's best for us financially. And, not that money solves happiness, but, money sure can help. Hey, thanks so much for the super chat, Amy. Do you think Coach Livingston will or Dr. Rucker? When you're a doctor, I need to call you by your title because that is something that not a lot of people have. Congratulations to you. Do you think Coach Livingston will leave? I think eventually he will. Yeah, I mean that's just football, but I don't think he'll leave this offseason. No, I think that um, again, but I don't know what he wants. Does he want to be a head coach at any level in Division 1 football? Does he want to be a head coach at just like a Power Four? Does he want to go back to the NFL as a D coordinator, as a play caller? Which he hasn't been a D coordinator at the NFL level before. I'm not sure. But I think if he's shooting for those higher end opportunities, a DC at the NFL level, a head coach at a Power Four program, he needs to have years of proven success as a defensive coordinator from a recruiting, talent development perspective, results, all of that. And so, if he wants that, maybe he actually does end up, playing out or not playing out, but coaching through the majority of his contract. I think he might have signed a 2 or 3 year deal. I think it was a 3 year. I can't say, but that's just me speculating on the future. So I think that if he were going to leave for an opportunity, he probably would have done that already. But I we'll see how it all shakes out. It's crazy at this point we didn't have a DC. Oh, yeah, we're talking about Jehiem Oatis, 1 year of eligibility left. Yeah, 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 yeah. Solid gold. Hope you're doing well, man. Yeah, live trees. You're going to be so tough next year. We're going to the playoffs next year for sure. Hey, if we continue to recruit at this rate, I think so. Let's get ourselves a nice running back as well. We got to take the pressure off of whoever's playing quarterback this year or next year. Have a little bit more balanced of a run game, of an offensive attack, and if we can do that, I mean, if this defense improves and takes another jump this next year with all the continuity we have on staff. I mean, guys, we have so much continuity with the schemes right now. They're gonna stay the same. We're keeping both coordinators. That's awesome, and the players are really gonna benefit from that that are staying through. So, who's to say, man? I'm not gonna put a cap for what the team can achieve next year. I think it's going to be a lot of fun, man. No doubt about it. And Kai Moore says if we land Gabrielle Lightfoot, I see Barnes in the spring portal. Yeah, we'll have some movement in the portal, regardless. Once guys kind of figure out where they are on the depth chart and all that sorts of stuff. We'll have to see. But right now, what the staff, I imagine they're trying to do is just get as deep and develop as much competition, raise the floor of the room as much as they can. So truly the cream rises to the top. So, yes. Who is Barnes? Anquin Barnes, number, I want to say 92. I can't remember what number Anquin or Turning Carter is because I always get those guys confused. But he transferred here from Alabama last year. Yeah, number 92. 6'5", 315. So Jehiem Oatis is even bigger than Anquin Barnes. So, and I love to see this, man. Oatis is already recruiting, man. You'll love to see that. Thank you, DQ. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, let's go. Bring an out of here, man. I love to see it. But yeah. Anyways, guys, I think today's a great day. We got Carter Miller. I'll do that film room tomorrow, guys. Sorry, I was going to get to it tonight before this breaking news, but I want to enjoy. I want to enjoy a little bit of my evening. Not that I'm not enjoying it, but just away from the computer screen. But so, guys, I'm going to get out of here again. Shout out to Dr. Rucker for the super chat again. Thank you so much. You're going to love Carter Miller, man. And you're going to love Jehiem Oatis. I'll try and find some film on him as well, which, will be really cool. And yeah, smash that subscribe, like if you haven't yet on the way out. Go Buffs.